Rachel. Welcome back to Shit Girls Like with Calissa Rachel. I'm your host, Calissa Rachel. I have a special guest today. I'm super excited. This is my 420 episode, guys. Yes. And I'm so happy to introduce my cousin. She's actually my cousin that has a cannabis license, a cannabis business called Dangerously Delicious Edibles. Yes. Cousin, how'd you get started with that?
Well, I started back in 2016, and when the laws and licenses first started, and I was actually dating a guy that made edibles.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I don't eat edibles because they're nasty.
Yeah, it's a lot of calories.
And it just don't taste good. My thing is, if I eat a dessert, I want it to taste good. Whether it's edible or not, it still needs to taste good. Yeah. So, then this guy, and he was just, oh, I make the best edibles, and he was selling edibles, and I was like, well, I don't really eat edibles, so if if I was to make them, I would make them taste good. And we got in this little argument kind of.
Because you're a chef, right?
Yeah.
And you have your chef, the licensed degree, or
no,
did you go to school for it?
No, I'm actually self-taught or
family
taught. My dad is the top executive chef.
Your dad's a chef, yes.
Yeah, grandfather was a chef, so it's kind of hereditary skills. But
you have your chef outfit on today.
Yes.
Super cute. Yes. Yeah. So you have, you built, well, basically because of your chef knowledge, this is how you're able to you basically make your desserts from scratch.
Yes.
You don't use nothing, as far as, it's your own, ingredients.
Well,
you don't use a box. You don't
try to use organic products, if anything. And even if you do use a box, you want to tweak it to your own, and some stuff you can, mix up and tweak. But, pretty much I use organic products, filter milk. I don't use any really
She makes her own ice cream. It's literally so bomb. Yes.
You don't know real homemade ice cream.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't even use no recipe. It's just your own shit.
It's kind of like being a chemist.
Yes.
Trying to figure out what to put in, what not to put in, what to use to medicate and what not to use to medicate. Because some people just want to throw in a bunch of butter and everything and kind of kills the taste of everything.
Yeah.
So you want to know how to medicate.
Definitely. So cousin, Dangerously Delicious Edibles. How did you start the name of it, or how did you get that spark to create it?
Well, my whole thing in creating a business, I'm like, okay, if I make edibles, they have to taste really good. So it's dangerously good. So dangerously delicious. It has to be the most delicious edible on earth.
Ever.
World's best, So pretty much dangerously delicious edibles.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. So I know that you've been in business for how long, you would say?
Well, I started in 2016, actually.
Okay.
So this is the fourth year.
Ooh, hey!
Yes,
woo-hoo.
Fourth year in. And
what's something that you when you were branding that you never really thought about that you learned about your brand when you were branding it?
Well, literally, your brand is everything. It's your baby. That's how I feel about it. So my brand means everything. When I cook the product, when everything I'm making is speaking for my brand. So it has to be top notch, It's like Louis Vuitton. You don't want to, you don't want to.
Designer.
Started in Swass and Swap Meet.
Yes.
And they'll never be in a Swass and Swap Meet. But, so.
Well, the knockoff version. You can't even duplicate it. Because it's just so
Yeah, you have to start and give yourself and I say my desserts are gourmet. Because that puts it on a different level.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not just making it just to get you high. I want it to taste really good and get you high, but it didn't taste like it's going to get you too high.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I feel too, edibles that are not good quality, they just make you have a headache, They're just not it's just not good quality. Your body's trying to get rid of it instead of loving it and soaking in, and you're high. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends on how people are medicating, because a lot of people are using different extracts and different concentrates and stuff that are supposed to be smoked or inhaled and not actually dropped on food. So again, that's where
some edibles right here that are not so good. So what about this edible that is just for example, perfect example. It looks wet, and this is already manufactured candy. Nobody created this. Right, yours is handmade. Nobody's created it.
And so pretty much they're just putting extracts and drops and different, stuff on the candy. So you never know what you're getting, depending on who's making it and what they think is going to get you high.
Wow.
And so you kind of want to be afraid of those type of things. Because I've talked to different cannabis chefs, and they're telling me what they're using, and I'm like, did you even think that that's made with different chemicals and the chemical reaction in food? And if you put the two together, how it's going to take when you ingest it? Because the FDA is not approving any of this yet, because, you know, they have to test everything. And it has to be years of sciences, studies and stuff done for years before you can actually put it on the market like that. So that's the whole confusion with edibles. You know, a lot of people are medicating the wrong way. An unhealthy way. You gotta think, you know, what if someone with cancer actually gets your product? You don't want to harm them, you know.
Yeah.
You want them to get the
heal from it.
CBD and the THC, properties in it without actually harming them. So a lot of cannabis chefs, you gotta be careful, because you're not just trying to get people high all the time. You actually want to help people too.
And you want people to come back. Like, if it's shitty, obviously, in word of mouth too. Like, I'm not about to tell anybody about this shitty ass product, or I'm not gonna come back. You know what I mean?
But it may have gotten you high, but, you know, some people, you don't realize it, but the next day or later on that evening, you got a headache, or, you know, and it's the chemical reaction in your body.
It's really the headache for me.
You know, they could be putting stuff that has butane, or, you know, something that's supposed to be inhaled or not ingested. So I tell a lot of people, be careful what you're medicating with, because you're gonna, you know, hurt somebody.
You're gonna fuck up your shit.
Yeah, fuck somebody else's shit up.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That's where the medical side of it comes in, because, you know, the CBD and THC actually does help, you know, because the marijuana plant actually has the same properties as this has the same cell properties as the human body. No other plant on earth has the same cell properties like the human body. So you can kind of repair with stuff on earth, you know.
Yeah.
That's what the natural doctor say again, you know, different doctors are trying to produce, but you got to be careful, because too much of a good thing is not good always too.
So, because there is a lot of, like, bad, good, like, you know, things in the media, you know what I mean? People think it's bad. Some people think it's good. What do you, like,
it's
what are the pros and
been
cons
labeled as a drug because
it
helps with a lot of things across the board.
Right.
And pharmaceutical companies, you can't win with a product like this on the market, and you've got pharmaceuticals trying to win with this drug.
Yeah, no, it's really the pharmaceutical business. I'm learning just from watching What the Health, that one documentary on Netflix. It's like $1 billion business, and they're literally trying to make people sick so that they get money for it. It's literally just like so fucking crazy.
Literally, when I went to school for a medical assistant, when I first started, I'm a phlebotomist and medical assistant certified, but when I went to school, I was like, the first thing the first thing they tell you is, we don't cure anything. They're suppressing everything. So it's like, you want people to actually feel better. That's why I ended up in cosmetic dermatology, because I'm like, we gotta help. We gotta cure some of this stuff, you know.
No,
so
definitely.
I went into that part of the field, and, you know.
Yeah, no, dope. So when you sell these products, right? Like your oh my god, guys, she made peach kush cobbler, okay? So how do you decide, like, when you're selling them, how much they're worth? Because this is your labor that you're putting in.
Yeah, it's all a breakdown.
Right.
You know, versus your time.
Yes.
Versus how much it costs to spend.
Yes.
The weed, you know.
And you want to make a profit off of it.
Yeah, because your weed butter and everything she take to put in it.
Yeah.
You kind of add that up and multiply it, and kind of get a figure on, make sure you're getting you should be getting 3 times what you spend.
Okay. That's a good way to put it. Okay.
Minimum. But with marijuana, you could go way more. This is, you know, like legal drug dealing, you know.
Literally.
I do have a license for this.
So what's some advice you would give for young entrepreneurs that are trying to get in the medical marijuana business?
Just try it, but be smart about it. Research. You know, you can't sell anything without knowing your product front and back. If you don't research, you won't be the best at it. You should be the best at whatever you do. Whether it's doing hair or making edibles or, you know, nursing.
Flying a plane.
Yeah. You know, you should be the best at it and try to exceed expectations. You know, that's my whole thing. I try to exceed expectations. So.
That's awesome, cousin. You are doing your shit out here. I'm so proud of you. Your medical marijuana edibles are the shit. Ooh, she actually gave me a cupcake I want to taste.
Ice cream cupcake.
Ice cream cupcake? Oh,
literally.
Bomb. So what's something that you've been wanting to make that you haven't made yet?
I would say probably donuts.
Ooh.
Donuts. More like pastries.
Can you make a donut?
Medicated donut?
Can you make a donut? Like,
oh yeah.
But you made one before now? Just
no.
Okay. That's why I just asked you.
Stuff I never made before. You just gotta do it, you know. You try it, it's trial and error. You know, I get more.
This is so fire. It's so light. The fruit is so fresh. Bomb.
That's a homemade strawberry jam.
Y'all, she made me these suckers for my fucking birthday. They're made out of melted Jolly Ranchers, and she put 75 milligrams? 75 milligrams of fucking weed in this. We were done.
But they're good. You don't want to kill the flavor.
No, it's, oh my God. I didn't even know you can melt down a Jolly Rancher and put it in a sucker. Like, that's just crazy to me.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're the shit.
Thank you. It's all a science.
Thank you so much for being on our show.
Thank you.
We love you so much. Where can they find you on Instagram?
At Dangerously Delicious Edibles. Squeeze it all together.
I love it. And so do you have a website where you sell, or how do they get in touch with your products?
Well, literally, you can call through Instagram, you know, or Facebook. Okay. Literally, phone numbers there. I just sell per person, or, you know, in groups if people want to mass sell or resell. I promote that, you know. But it's all pushing my product out and getting my brand name known. And I want everybody to know I'm the world's best Dangerously Delicious Edibles.
Dangerously Delicious. Yes. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Hey, you be.
Yeah, so I mean,
yeah, just little samples and stuff. Just a little sample.
Yes.
Boom.
So wait, what do you like to smoke? Oh, like out of
indica.
Indica. I like indica.
I need top shelf. Give me the strong.
I need a sleeper.
What is the strong shit you got?
Give me that special.
TKO.
Right, give me a TKO. It's called knockout.
Right, you know, because I'm a long time smoker.
So I have a high tolerance for weed.
I need the highest.
I need to tap out.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up, I ain't telling no lies, I just, yeah. I ain't telling no lies, I just 5, 4, 3, 2, that's time.